Okay, hey, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today's the 20th, a Monday, March, March. And what I'm starting on today is our pasture poultry for the season. All right, and I thought that I'm gonna break this up into several videos and explain more of it because there's a whole lot of interest in it. And a lot of times I just show you what I'm doing. I don't explain it as much as I probably should. So this time I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to do it in such a way. I've been thinking about this winter, so it's more easy to understand and grasp the concept. I guess I'll put it that way. Not everybody can raise pastured poultry. If you don't have any pasture, it's pretty hard. There's a bunch of stuff that you need, and that's where bakersgreenacres.com comes in, because you can always go there and you can order it from us, and we can just put it in a box and the UPS man picks it up and it winds up at your door, and you don't have to go through all of this. But for those of you that would like to grow your own, this will help you in that quest for pure and clean chicken to eat. Now, pastured poultry is just the way it sounds. It's chickens that are raised out on the field. This is the pasture that I'm going to use this year. It's kind of brown right now, but don't you worry. This is a hay field, actually. But what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to keep this mowed. I'm going to keep this whole thing very, very organized and picturesque. We're even going to use my son's drone to fly over it and take photos of it, because it's really cool how we do it. Now we have what's called chicken tractors. They're a bottomless cage, and we move those every day or every 2 days depending on the weather, and then it gives the birds all this nice vegetation to eat, all the clover and young grasses and things like that. There's a little bit of management that has to be done as far as the pasture goes. I'm also doing a tutorial on biochar, and biochar has a huge impact on pastured poultry, because we grind the char up, it goes in their feed, and then they're depositing it on our field. And this is where you get to see the results as the chicken tractors move down the field. And here's where an aerial view will come in handy. You'll be able to see the brightness of the grass behind the chicken tractors. Has a huge effect. And then in the fall, when we come off, all the grass is green. Is brown like this, but where the chicken tractors were, it's still green. And that's because the biochar helps retain moisture. That's the whole reason why we get that. Okay, so today's day one, and the preparation is moving things into place. I'm using a completely different field this year. I've never done pastured poultry on this field, and it is important not to overload your fields with chicken manure. If we had a huge chicken house here and we had hundreds of thousands of chickens in it, and we're taking that manure out and we're spreading it, you have to be very, very careful, because you can burn the grass beyond recognition with chicken manure. It's super, super hot. But when the manure comes from the chicken to the ground, the bacteria on the ground is waiting for it, and it's a beautiful thing. There's no spreading involved. It's just to the ground, and the ground's waiting for it, bacteria. Okay, I just moved this over. This is the brooder house. All right, this is 10 by 12. It's the same size as the chicken tractors, and it's built to hold 400 baby chicks. You can hear I have a heater going in there right now, where I just moved it over here. I want to get this ground nice and warmed up, a lot of the moisture out of it. Probably should have done it a few days ago. But the heater's going, doesn't use much energy. Once we get the door closed, this is insulated pretty well, it'll get real hot in here. And I'll probably have to turn it down in the morning. In the morning, we'll spread out some bedding. This is completely dry softwood chips. Completely dry. And when the chicks, if they're on anything that's wet, it's not good. You want to keep their feet dry at all times if you can. the construction of this, I mean, it's insulated on the outside. They have siding on it, and then there's a small insulation layer, and then we have a skylight on it so it stays bright in here. You can see it's already 80 degrees, and the boys lit this off maybe 10 minutes ago, but it is a warm day. And then there's a little place for them to get out right there. The first load of chicks that we're going to do here in March is only going to be 150, and I need them for the pastured poultry class that we're going to have in May. So if it were just for regular production, I probably would wait and then do a load of 400, but we're going to need the birds for a class, an anyone can farm class on pastured poultry, and that's where we teach the whole slaughtering process. So that's what's going. This field here, show you the location. It's between this sow field right there. Got about 6 girls in there. That's where Manny stays. And then this is the produce field on this side. Okay, and right now I have some feeders in there. My youngest, or my second youngest feeders are in there. All right, and those pipes right there are the irrigation pipes. I take them and put them on the outside when the pigs are in there, because the pigs don't need to be irrigated, but they would love to play with the pipes. They'll be coming off here the 15th of next month, because we start planting in there. We start prepping the field and planting it. I don't know if they're going to come completely off, or we're just going to section this field over some and leave them on there for the summer. Because we got a lot of planting to do this year, and I really don't have a place to grow them out. But we'll see. I might like to keep them in there until midsummer when that bottom field is ready, and then move them down there, but we'll see. So this is going to be a nice location. I'm going to keep this mowed, and it's going to be very picturesque. I'm going to try and pay as much attention to all of that stuff as I possibly can this time. All right, as I'm going, I'll show you. It's Mark from Baker's Green Acres.